Let's begin today's Vanguard news with the English release date of DZBT-12 being on the 27th of February next year. DZBT-12 will also contain the long-awaited promo cards such as Blazing Warcry and the Nebula Night Order. Being counted as reissue feels like we were meant to get them early on, but some in turn messed up the product schedule. I would have said that card releases starting next year are just a month or two behind Japan instead of 4, but for the 3 yaoi fangirls in your locals hoping to get their fix will have to wait till March for the Talc and Ranbu collab. Meanwhile, the Buddy Fight and Freerun collab are nowhere in sight when it's the ones that people actually care about. Someone in their marketing team must be a yaoi fangirl if the set that shop owners hate are taking priority. With actual news out of the way, it's time to bring out those pointy pencils, boys. Earnest correct follower Phil Newell on rear guard lets you retire herself if you have a grade 3 or higher Clarissa Vanguard to either call a normal Earnest correct unit with a different name than herself from your drop zone, or aim to be the strongest idol from your drop zone. Your typical drop zone recycler that not only has an actual cost but also locked till your grade 3 turn. Still not punished, but at least not rewarded either. Earnest correct follower Chihiro when discarded from hand during your turn lets you pay 3 energy if you have a Clarissa Vanguard to draw a card, and while in the drop zone you can bind herself at the end of your turn if you have a grade 3 or higher Clarissa Vanguard and your Vanguard's attack hit this turn to return one of your rear guards to your hand. Clarissa getting a personal gun cycler was not on my lyrical monastery never fucking punished bingo card, and then it's also a makeshift Eureka that's from the drop zone, thus virtually costing nothing. Earnest correct follower to Ardenette while in the drop zone lets you call herself to rear guard when your grade 3 or higher Clarissa Vanguard is placed and you don't have another unit with the same name as her. Then you can pay 1 soul blast if you called her with this ability to reduce 1 counter blast cost of the next Earnest correct card to be used this turn. And while on rear guard, you may give her 2k power when she attacks or boost, but she gets retired at the end of the turn. Oh look, another Maple clone. Why am I not surprised? And if the official Vanguard database is to be trusted, only the original Clarissa and maybe Peyton are the only relevant Earnest correct units that uses counter blast, making this less abusable. Twirling Heart in Light Judge Maiden Lucille while in the drop zone lets you bind herself if you have a grade 3 or higher Absolute Zero Vanguard to either give yourself an effect that negates all of your Vanguard's continuous ability if it's the 4th battle of that turn, or reduce 1 discard cost of the next Absolute Zero or Judge Maiden card ability this turn. The first option seems kind of counterintuitive to the deck as you want to discard Arca. On a side note, throw this card in the pile of other cards that have random artwork that don't fit with the deck's theme, because when I hear the word Absolute Zero, I think of the color yellow. Finally, awaited letter Judge Maiden Puruche when placed on rear guard lets you pay 1 soul blast if you have her Absolute Zero Vanguard. Search and discard a card from your deck. Then she gets 5k power if your Vanguard is grade 3 or higher. And when she's retired from rear guard with a Judge Maiden unit, put herself into your soul and draw a card. Then you can pay 1 counter blast if you have a grade 3 or higher Absolute Zero Vanguard to give all your front row units 5k power. She sets up Arca in the drop in case you don't have her in hand, so Arca can sit on her and go into your soul to draw a card. And again, with a blonde character, being in Absolute Zero seems so out of place and feels like leftover artwork. And that concludes this Vanguard news without the bullshit. Special thanks to my Patreon members for continuing to support my content creation. Be sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments if Earnest correct and Absolute Zero were fucking punished.